Hi guys, so replace banyan trees with cherry blossoms and our Ganga river with Han river and you would have a Korean drama, a whole Korean drama with masala, twist, different kind of sasuma, thriller and everything is there. And these many Korean dramas as well as movies are so much related to India in respect of how we respect our elders. Like in India also we talk about Acha ji, kaise ho ji, namaste ji kind of thing when we talk to new people or our elders, and when we talk to our younger friends or younger siblings with अरे तुरे क्या रे, ये सब चीजें कोरियन ड्रामास में भी है, कोरियन कल्चर में भी है, यानी आप सब देख सकते हो कोरियन ड्रामास के अंदर. इसके अलावा वो स्वीट रोमांस जो है जहाँ पे ट्विस्ट तो हर इसमें होता है यार, लव ट्रायंगल बोलो या किसी की मम्मी आ जाए, किसी के पापा ने कुछ कर दिया, rich guy, poor girl, all those kind of things, they have it. But this is something that we Indians like all the time. We like this kind of twist, and that's why these Korean dramas and movies are getting so much popular in our Indian culture. So, hey, welcome to our podcast show, JIMK, Jab India Meets Korea. So, how are you guys doing today? We are going to talk about Korean movies and Korean dramas as well as entertainment and how it's related to India, Indian Bollywood, Indian movies, dramas, and how it's also different at the same time. So today we are not alone. We brought somebody, and let me introduce our guest today. Hello, Jaydeep. How are you doing? Welcome to our podcast show. Hi.
Hi, hello Nidhi. Thank you so much for calling me in. It's a pleasure to meet you. You're doing really good. The introduction was really good, by the way.
Is it? I'm kind of a little bit nervous, but still I think it was nice.
No, it's really good. Catchy.
So, do you know that Jaideep already is a famous YouTuber in India, and he agreed to be as a first guest, and I'm so excited to talk to him. And to my surprise, he knows a couple of Korean words. I like when I first talked to him, he was like, "Hey, saying all this introduction in Korean. Can you introduce yourself in Korean a little bit, and then in English or Hindi as well?"
I can do as well. Let's get started, I guess. 안녕하세요. 저는 제이디입니다. 만나서 반갑습니다. That's all I know.
But the accent was so good that
Yeah.
Annyeonghaseyo, it's I have heard so many foreigners saying that, and they have like really strong accent, and you did not have that. Oh my God. You said like you learned that a couple of years ago and you still remember it.
Actually, the thing is, I would like to introduce a little bit of myself if it's okay for you.
Go ahead. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So my name is Jaydeep Patel. I'm from Surat, Gujarat. Basically, it's a part of India, and I've been in Australia for more than 5 years. And I had a lot of Korean friends back then. It is in 2008 to 2012 around. So I am actually aware of the fact that Korean people are really kind, really cultural, and like to eat a lot of good, healthy food. And I've talked to a lot of people, and they have taught me good stuff, good language. I can even say "Yoboseyo." It's like different part of Annyeonghaseyo. So I know a lot of stuff about Korea. So that's why I agreed for this podcast, and I'm really looking forward to talk with Nidhi about the more stuff of what she's going to ask me, and I'm going to share the knowledge that I have about India and Korean connections.
Right. So today's topic is really exciting one. I always wanted to talk about that. हमारी इंडियन मूवीज जो होती है उसके बारे में. हर यार इंडियन मूवीज फेमस ही है वो मसाला के लिए हरदम. मुझे कोरिया आने के बाद में सबसे ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस इंडियन मूवीज के बारे में जो मिलते हैं, एक तो 3 Idiots. It's like always famous everywhere, 3 Idiots, and I'm so glad it's not Slumdog Millionaire, but it's 3 Idiots, which is famous rather than Slumdog Millionaire. And the second question I get is, why do Indian people dance in each and every movie? And अचानक से वो स्विट्जरलैंड में होते, कोई नदी के पास में होते, इतने सुंदर ड्रेस पहनते हैं और 10 लोग उनके पीछे आ जाते हैं. ये कैसे होता है यार तुम्हारे इसमें? And I was like, before coming to Korea, it was really normal for me to have those dance out of nowhere and भांगड़ा. हम कहीं ना कहीं मतलब हो जाए यार, हमारे यहाँ पे गाना नहीं होगा तो कैसे होगा? क्या लगता है तुम्हें, क्यों हमारे इसमें इतने गाने होते होंगे यार?
I think like back in the days when we used to have Amitabh Bachchan ji, we used to have Shah Rukh Khan, like still we have. But then they started the trend of dancing in the music, and then they gave it to the new generation, and now the generation is a little bit changing, but still the dancing is still going on. And I feel like Indian parties and Indian generation, like college kids and kids from school and everywhere, they used to party and they still like to party in the music that Bollywood gives. And the moves, the signature moves that they produce in Bollywood movies, they try to implement it in the parties and everywhere. So I think it's all connected to the audience that they try to show to. So I feel like Indians are all over the world, and that's why the music that connects to them, it's
That's
just, you know.
true. There is none country where you won't find an Indian. There will be at least one Indian everywhere, and every Indian will know like the classic movie, as you said, like Shah Rukh Khan ki wo jo hai jo khol de. Oh, romantic. DDLJ is still there in one or two Indian मुंबई के एक या दो थिएटर्स में अभी भी वो चालू है, ऐसे सुना है मैंने, इतना फेमस है. एंड जब हम इनसे, मुझे ये बोलना था कि जब इनसे हम कोरियन मूवीज को या फिर ड्रामास को जब कंपेयर करते हैं, इट्स kind of really different. The plot is kind of similar, but they have their own charm. I don't know. It just make you engross in it so much. लेकिन एक चीज सही है यहाँ पे, ये लोग भी मतलब क्या बोलते हैं उसे, रोमांस कॉमेडी जो है यहाँ पे भी बहुत फेमस है. एंड मेलोड्रामा, oh my god, these people also love melodrama so much. So even every romance comedy, like in India, we have one like Sasuma who does not like the girl, or two guys liking the same girl. And most famous genre ever is rich guy poor girl kind of genre. And I guess recently Korea is really getting famous for their thriller movies. Like I'm not really sure if you know, one of the really recent thriller movie and the most famous recent thriller movie was Parasite, the first Academy Award winning Korean movie. And it got really a lot of attention from all over the world, and people were so much touched by the movie. And I don't know, what did you watch it? What did you think about it? How it's different from our Bollywood or Hollywood?
So basically, I might tell you guys that I'm actually a photographer and a cinematographer myself. So I shoot a lot of weddings and pre-weddings and everything. So I always look for perfecting the light and subject, and giving a good experience for the audience that I'm shooting for. So when I watched that movie, I felt it's like a piece of art. It's a lot of good artwork, a lot of good storytelling, a lot of good dialogues, and the lightings and the cinematic effect. It was just perfect. So I feel like this kind of movie, it's not a surprise that it got an Oscar award. It's a really hard work. So that's why I feel like Indian audience is connected to Korean famous dramas and movies, because of the fact that it is really catching and connecting to the audience visually and storytelling wise. So I think that's the main point about the entertainment industry in Korea.
That's kind of really true. The movie, picture wise, the quality wise, the movie was such a great piece of art, if I say that. And it also showed like a lot of Korean aspects. Like in Korea we called it Panchia. So like the house is a little bit half underground, the road level, eye level, and half above it. So it's kind of a common concept of house in Korea for a lot of people who wants to get a house for a little bit reasonable or more cheaper prices. So they showed that, and while watching the whole movie, I was like sitting like this. वो नीचे जा रही है यार, वो नीचे जा रहे हैं, अब कब क्या होगा, अब क्या होगा यार. So that thrill was there until the whole movie ended. So I totally get that, what you were saying, that it is really the best quality picture that they have made. And it did not have like too much of that masala action or those kind of things, but it still keep your attention to it till the end, and you were like, oh my god, I watched something amazing. It was hard for me to go to sleep that night. It's like whenever some sound comes, it's like, oh my god, someone's there. What should I do? Should I go somewhere? But another thing is, whenever we watch these Korean dramas, their food, I see all this kind of food, jjajangmyeon, ramyeon, tteokbokki, and Korea is also getting a lot more famous for chicken nowadays. Like Korean fried chicken is a lot more famous everywhere. I don't know, I did not know that, but it's really tasty as well. I don't know how it tastes in India because I was vegetarian in India. Now I'm not, but like Korean barbecue is also getting a lot more famous. Jjajangmyeon is something kind of Chinese Korean mixed kind of thing, but it is made with noodles with black bean sauce. So what
Yeah.
do you think? Like, why do they look so appealing on the screen? And or maybe like what kind of dishes made an impact on you? Like, what did you feel about all those food and stuff?
To be honest, really, after the COVID happened, I feel like people have changed the mindset of going to healthy food a lot, and they're exploring a lot of international dishes which are healthy and good for the stomach as well. So I feel like kimchi is one of my favorite pickle to eat while I was in Australia. I used to eat a lot of kimchi
I
because
love
it
it.
gives a lot of healthy stuff to your body. So I feel like that's why it's all tempting and giving you all the yumminess in your mouth when you visually see the Korean food on the music and everywhere, like on the screen and everywhere.
Yeah, talking about kimchi, like that is one of the dish I really wanted my mom to try because like it's made with the cabbage, the long cabbage that they have, and
Yeah,
they try to ferment it into the big old method way. It is really hard to make it. I went to my
yeah.
friend's house once to make that and I gave up within like a couple of hours. It's like, okay, I don't know how to do it. Can you tell me how to do that? And I did not made it, but I really wanted to do that. And I guess like a lot of people recently they have started exporting it to other countries, and India also
Yeah.
got a couple of kimchi places because my friends were like tasting it and giving opinions regarding it, like how it is, and they were telling like, oh, they like the shin kimchi is something like which is fermented for the longer time, and the new kimchi, the fresh kimchi or whatever, they were like really excited about that. Oh, now I want to have kimchi for dinner. Let's let's see. But at the
Yes.
same time, Korean, one of the another thing I really wanted to ask when I came to Korea, यहाँ पे इंडियन डिश एक ही कोई एक डिश है जो फेमस है, करी. They call
Curry,
it
yes.
करी.
Yeah.
And for me, I am मारवाड़ी, I am हिंदू. हिंदू मारवाड़ी के घर में हमारे यहाँ पे करी बोल के कुछ होता ही नहीं है यार. करी मतलब
Yeah.
नहीं है करी. क्या होता है करी? क्या होता है? दाल बोल सकते हैं हम, चावल बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे इतनी हमारे पास इतनी सारी सब्जियां वगैरह है, ये सबको करी बोलते हैं.
Yeah.
So the first time I came here and they were like, hey, do you like curry? It's like, okay, which curry? So they're just curry, Indian curry. It's like, no, we don't have something like that. And they were shocked.
Yeah.
So when you were in Australia, did you had those kind of experiences as well?
Yeah, actually, my friends used to call me out and say, "We are coming for dinner," because we had a really good group of friends. We used
Uh-huh.
to study together, roam around together.
Oh,
So once in a while, they used to call me and they asked me to make curry because I used to cook it myself and eat. When you're living alone, you have to cook yourself.
of
So
course.
they asked me, "Can you make some curry for us?" I'm like, "Okay," and I made some vegetable curry because I was vegetarian back then as well.
Yeah.
So I made vegetarian curry and I served rice and chapati and everything. They didn't touch chapati. They were like rice and curry, and they were like, "Wow, it's really yummy." But where's the protein in it? I was like, "What protein do you like?" And they're like, hey, "You should put some chicken in it." And I'm like,
Oh,
"Oh, okay."
yeah. Oh, yeah, I
Yeah. So
remember
now I
that.
can relate that. Yeah. So that's that's how they used to eat curry when I used to cook for them. So it's something like that.
Right, I remember that when I was also vegetarian. So I just know how to make veg food. I don't know how to like add things at that time. So my roommate was like, "You do not add any chicken in there." It's like, okay, you can add chicken in there. I'll make
Yeah.
the vegetarian thing. You can add that, but they loved it. हमारे
Yeah.
वो बोलते हैं ना, जो हम हाथ उंगलियां चूस चूस के हम उंगली को चाट चाट के जो खाते हैं, वो टेस्ट उनको तब ध्यान में आया कि हाँ यार, इंडियंस क्यों उंगलियों को इतना मतलब चाट के खाते हैं. But they
Yeah.
still couldn't do it. They still like, okay, हम तो चमचे से ही खाएंगे. But फिर भी उनको ध्यान
Yeah.
में तो आया यार कि ये होता है टेस्ट बोल के. तो इंडियन फूड इज ऑल्सो गेटिंग समथिंग लाइक दैट. लेकिन हमारे इसमें हम फूड के ऊपर इतना कॉन्सेंट्रेशन नहीं करते जितना हम फैशन मूवीज में वगैरह, जो फैशन बोलो या कल्चर बोलो, जिस पे हम इतना फोकस करते हैं. तो आजकल कोरिया को क्या बोलते हैं, कोविड के बाद में सबसे ज्यादा फेमस हुआ नेटफ्लिक्स एंड ऑन डिमांड सर्विसेज. जैसे इंडिया में हमारे यहाँ पे प्राइम है और हॉटस्टार भी
Hot.
है.
Yes.
कोरिया में भी नेटफ्लिक्स है, डिज्नी प्लस आ रहा है इनका, और खुद के जो ऑन डिमांड सर्विस वो आ रहे हैं. सो के
Yeah.
ड्रामास ऑन नेटफ्लिक्स इन इंडिया हैज इंक्रीज्ड बाय मोर देन 37% इन 2020 कंपेयर टू 2019. दैट मींस इंडिया में 37% बोलने के बाद में क्या नंबर, या तुम सोचते ही रहो क्या नंबर होगा वो.
Yeah.
So, fans have shown the range of like celebrity lawyer looking quality entertainment to elderly viewing TV shows, right? So what do you think is the reason behind this increased number of K dramas or K movies watching rate in India?
I think you mentioned about after COVID, this thing happened because I think like after COVID, a lot of people have started watching the online series, and they started exploring the possibilities of experiencing the new dramas and new culture from the world. So I feel like usually Indian women and Indian girls always used to connect themselves with the guys who treat how the guys treat them. Yeah. So I have personally experienced that Korean guys treat their women really good, like humble and politely and everything. So they learn stuff from that, those dramas and everything, and they tell their parents or the guy who are around them. So I feel like that's the main point. The drama is catching a lot Indian audience. And apart from that, there's a lot of dramas that are family oriented. So there's a lot of the culture of Indian people are like living together in a joint family and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's all connection, and that's why it's growing a lot, and sharing, and people telling stories of different series and everything. So that's all the boom aspect.
That's really interesting. Now I am understanding. अरे ये तो सच है यार. कोरियन जब पहली बार जब कोरियन ड्रामा देखा था, वो था बॉयज ओवर फ्लावर in 2018 or something. It was a really famous drama at that time, and he was like really bad rich guy, but he treated his own woman like really softly and a little bit obsession, and everyone was talking about ये कितने अच्छे से ट्रीट करता है, ऐसे बॉयफ्रेंड मिल जाए तो क्या बात हो. अब मुझे ध्यान में आ रहा है, सच में वो तो मैं अभी भी ढूंढती हूँ ऐसा, लेकिन वो सब ड्रामा में ही होता है. वो सब ड्रामा में ही होता है, वो रियल लाइफ में कभी नहीं होता.
But still they compare, they try to compare. Yeah, so that's why they watch a lot.
I totally understand. And even the second point, what you mentioned is the big family culture and something like that. So whenever somebody asks me like how is India and what's different in India and Korea, I just say that Indian culture is almost 20 years before culture in Korea. So 20 साल पहले जो कोरियन कल्चर था, जो लोग एक साथ में रहते थे, एंड तुम्हारी जो शादी वगैरह भी जो होती थी, तो यहाँ पे भी a lot more arranged marriages and everything was really famous. So since Korea is changing like really, really fast, now they prefer, all of them is like preferring just love marriages, but before it was like more of the arranged marriage and everything like that. So I totally understand. But now talking about the K-dramas and Korean shows, how can we not mention about the success of Squid Game? The one game drama which got attention of the whole world. On Netflix, it was on the top on 94 countries for a while. And like even children know that game. In India, I was looking at these reels and YouTube shorts and everything, and everyone was making those thalguna, the sugar candy thing, and trying to play that green light, red light kind of a thing. So what do you think? So since I live in Korea, my reasons of liking the shows are totally different, I think, than Indians liking the show. What do you think? Why Indian like that series? It's totally different from our what is that taste in India? Right?
Yeah, the television. Yeah, I totally agree with your point, because the thing is, younger people right now in India, they usually spend a lot of time on phone. Like I think in Korea as well. But after the COVID, it is something related to the reels and YouTube shorts and Facebook ads and everything. So I remember there was a game of Squid Games as well on App Store. So they used to play the game as well, and then they used to share and make some points and everything. And recommendations started coming in, and people started sharing it on television. We used to see some ads and people showing it in news as well, that this show is going bigger and bigger. And even the people who didn't knew about the show, they went to see the show online, and they started subscribing to the platform. So I think that's the main point. The social media took over the whole thing, and then it all went in, and it gave a big impact on the show to get the success it has right now.
Right, and that in the Squid Game there was like that Indian guy who acted really well, and
Yeah.
because of that he is so famous in India. There was a couple of months ago, one of the influencer also came to Korea and she was talking about, hey, I really want to meet that guy, and he got like really famous. My friend, he's my friend's friend. हमें होता है ना,
Okay.
कोई फेमस पर्सन अगर हमारा फ्रेंड का फ्रेंड होता है तो हमें, अरे वो मेरे फ्रेंड का फ्रेंड है, तुम्हें पता है मैं उसकी फ्रेंड की फ्रेंड हूँ यार। तो वो चीज मुझे इतनी अंदर से आती है यार, वो इंडियन था, क्या बात है, वो कोरियन के एक सीरीज में था। ये चीज एक होता है मेरे इसमें भी, वो एक प्राउड मोमेंट है। एंड स्क्विड गेम के बारे में तो मतलब वो इतना फेमस हुआ, जस्ट नॉट ऑन डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ गेम्स, तो जो सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स है उसके ऊपर भी इतना पॉपुलर किया उन्होंने कि वो जो खोगुमा था ना, वो गेम जो हाइड एंड सीक
Yeah.
वाला जो गेम था वगैरह,
Yeah.
उसको
Yeah.
बहुत ज्यादा इधर उधर से हुआ था। इंडियन में से तो मैं इस बार जब इंडिया गई थी, मैं आई थी 2 महीने पहले, there was a girl who told me, hey, you are from South Korea, right? Is like, no, I'm from India, but I live in South Korea. मुझे आपसे मिलना है। मैंने क्यों मिलना है? तो बोले मैं आपसे मिलूंगी तो मुझे लगेगा कि मैं कोरिया में किसी से मिल के आ गई। मैंने, अरे कुछ भी, मतलब ये थोड़ी होता है। कितना मतलब इतना स्वीट सा बोला उसने, मुझे आपको मिलना है, आप वहां पे रहते हो, वहां की एयर वगैरह आपके अंदर होगी, मुझे आपसे मिलना है। मैंने, अच्छा ठीक है यार। इतना ज्यादा क्रेज
Oh
इंडिया
my
में
God.
कोरिया के बारे में बढ़ रहा है। अरे क्रेज से ध्यान में आया,
Yeah.
हम एंटरटेनमेंट के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, हम के पॉप को नहीं छोड़ सकते पीछे। के पॉप इज
Yeah.
something which is again getting so much famous, and one of the most influential K-pop K group is BTS nowadays,
BTS.
which
Yeah.
is like, which opened the doors of for the rest of the K-pop industry in whole world. And K-pop music is like it combines like hip hop, R&B with electronic productions, and उनका एक अलग वर्ल्ड ही है। हम
Exactly.
जैसे इंडिया में हम जब गाने सुनते हैं तो हम सिंगर को देखते हैं, हम एक वीडियो नहीं देखते साथ में, जो उनका वीडियो प्रोडक्शन जो होता है। लेकिन
Yeah.
तुम कोरियन वीडियोस, के पॉप की वीडियोस जब देखोगे तो ऐसे लगता है यार, क्या कितना क्या क्वालिटी है यार इनकी, इन्होंने कैसे कहाँ से क्या शूट किया है, आइडिया कहाँ से आया है पता नहीं, इतना ऊपर नीचे होता है। एंड इसकी वजह से शायद पता नहीं, मेरी जो चाचा की बेटी है, शी इज ऑल्सो बिग फैन ऑफ बीटीएस, एंड व्हेन आई वाज गोइंग शी आस्क्ड मी टू ब्रिंग लाइक सो मेनी डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ क्या बोलते पोस्टर्स, ये वो, and I was like, okay, India is getting a lot of big fan base in about this K-pop thing in India. But the popularity of K-pop in India and its impact on the young people, it's opening new opportunities for both
Yeah.
India and Korea, and which is like really amazing. What are your opinions regarding that? What kind of new opportunities we would be able to see because of this rise in popularity of K-pop and K-dramas?
Um, First of all, when you mentioned about BTS, I am really, I'm a huge fan of them as well, because I watch the music and I watch the cinematic effects that they give, the popping colors and the dress up and the backdrops and everything. It's just superbly good to watch. So I feel like all the music videos that they make is particularly good, because when you see the music video, you get all the backgrounds, you see all the wallpapers. It feels like you're watching wallpapers in the video. So it's
That's true.
really good. Yeah, yeah. So, and one more thing about BTS music is that the younger generation in India watch the music video and try to dance on it and give their
Oh, yeah.
Bollywood moves in it, and twist and turn around and everything. So I feel like it's really coming in, like Korean music, K-pop music is really sinking in India, because the younger generation is looking forward for new music as well, and the language is really good. Also, the vibes and the music audio level that they
Oh, yeah.
produce is really, so I feel
उसी की
like that.
वजह से शायद जो बीटीएस का डायनामाइट जो सॉन्ग था वो
Oh,
स्पॉटिफाई के अंदर फॉर 10 वीक्स इट वाज लाइक द टॉप अगेन ऑन स्पॉटिफाई। तो मुझे कभी कभी इतना प्राउड फील होता है कि यार मैं कोरिया में रहती हूँ, 7 साल हो चुके, मैंने कुछ किया नहीं 7 साल में जो जिससे मतलब कुछ इंडिया
you
में
should
हम
sing.
कोरिया को और ये कर पाओ। अभी अभी चालू कर दिया, ठीक है, नेवर लेट देन बेटर, कुछ तो था ना वो भी, एक है ना हमारी, बेटर बेटर लेट देन नेवर,
Better late than never. Better late than
राइट।
never.
तो ठीक है, कभी ना, अभी तो चालू कर दिया, अब हम इंडिया में ज्यादा से ज्यादा और बताना चालू करेंगे।
Yes,
तो
yes.
अभी जो मैं आपको बता रही थी, मेरे जो कजिन है, एंड शी इज ऑल्सो ट्राइंग टू गेट लाइक ऑल दिस मर्चेंडाइज फ्रॉम के पॉप एंड के ब्यूटी थिंग्स। So this K-pop merchandising thing, it's getting more and more popularity in India and everyone wants to buy it. And the craze is going so much crazy that my friends are asking me to send the parcels to them and they are willing to spend all these money just on the K-pop like merchandising and stuff. So because of that, slowly, because of this new popularity, not just the K-pop merchandising, people are also getting interested into, we already talk about K-pop food, but not just that, K-pop fashion or skincare. A lot of
Yeah.
people are sending me questions on my Instagram or my LinkedIn or my webpage as well, asking, अरे कोरियंस की इतनी स्किन अच्छी होती है, हम कोरियन स्किन प्रोडक्ट आप नहीं भेज सकते इंडिया में, कुछ कुछ हम भी कर ले, कुछ तो अच्छा हो जाए. Yeah, for the same thing, the fashion. I have seen this time when I was in Mumbai, so many girls wearing like those short skirts kind of K-pop fashion thing. Even the guys are wearing the 2-layer shirts and everything. And some of them are also trying to do those जो बाल नीचे आते हैं ना, वो वाला. हमारे इंडिया में सब ऊपर करके घूमते थे, अब यहाँ पे कोरिया में है कि तुम अगर बाल नीचे करोगे तुम यंग दिखोगे. That's like one of the, and it really suits them. They look really handsome. I cannot deny
Oh,
that. So what do you think? Like, do you think getting this kind of culture or this kind of like new wave is getting towards young population, and how it's going to affect our next couple of years?
I feel like the point that you raised about cosmetic products and the skin looking really young in India, the weather is really different. I think in Korea it's really like a winter effect and you get a lot of cold and stuff. But in here, the weather, the pollution, and the stuff like that kicks in the skin a lot. So that's why people are envying a lot about Korean products, and the
That's
technology that Korean product has is just incredible. I think
It is.
natural products would really give a good impact in Indian market if
Mhm.
they intend to come in. So I feel like your point is really valid with the cosmetic products.
Right? Let me like later show in our graphic somewhere before
Yeah.
coming to Korea and after coming to Korea. Nidhi, how does she look?
Yeah, you
मेरे
should do
स्किन
that.
की वजह से मेरी मॉम, मेरी चाची, मेरी मामी सब लोग बोलते हैं कि यार तेरी स्किन इतनी अच्छी होगी ना बेटा, पक्का तू वही प्रोडक्ट्स हमारे लिए लेके आ. वही मेरे पास एक ही डिमांड होता है, मेरी एक सूटकेस पूरी कॉस्मेटिक्स से ही भरी होती है. मैं जाती हूँ कि ये वाले स्किन केयर को ऐसे लगाना है. यहाँ पे स्टेप्स वगैरह भी बहुत होते हैं, पता है, हम लोग इतना केयर कभी नहीं करते. जब मैं इंडिया में थी, पोल्यूशन तो इतना भरा पड़ा है इंडिया में, लेकिन फिर भी हम बाहर जब जाते उठाते क्रीम लगाते, चलो आ गई मैं, क्या करना है बताओ. सनक्रीम तो मुझे याद ही नहीं कहीं. तो दोज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. बट कोरियन प्रोडक्ट्स के जो आपने जैसे बोला कि इट्स अ लॉट मोर हाई क्वालिटी एंड पीपल रियली केयर अबाउट इट, एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट्स गोइंग टू गेट अप, go up more and more. Now
Yeah.
talking about like the fashion outfits, social media influencers to high school students these days everyone is inspired by this K-pop, and like it's not just BTS, but Blackpink is there, EXO is there, Red Velvet, and a lot more other kind of K-pop things. Not to mention K-pop inspired pleated kya bolte, skirts and everything we were talking about. What are your thoughts about sudden adoption of Korean fashion and clothing style in India? Do you think it's going to get a lot more attention, more people are going to adapt it, or how, like our clothing is totally different from Korean clothing nowadays? So what do you think about it?
I feel like Indian culture is a little bit towards the festival part. So apart from the festivals, the kids and the younger generation always think about going to travel, going to parties, going to meet friends and family members. So big brands in India have big impacts. So right now the fashion trend is going with the loose shirt, which I'm wearing right now. Yeah, so I feel like K-pop music artists and everyone around the world are wearing loose clothes a lot. So coming to India with the Korean brands and coming with a new fashion and high trend, it will be really good for the audience to implement it and wear it around and go around. Yeah, I think it's a really good fashion trend.
I think like that baggy thing that you talked about, it's getting a lot more famous everywhere. Even my mom does not understand it. मेरी मम्मा है कि तू ये क्या ढीले ढीले कपड़े पहन के बैठ चुकी है घर में, क्या मतलब ऐसे बाहर जाने वाले. बोली हाँ मम्मी, आजकल का फैशन. बोले तुम लोगों का आजकल का फैशन है, तुम लोग कुछ तो काम के नहीं. तुम उनको नहीं ध्यान में आएगा, लेकिन पूरी यंग जनरेशन जो है, जो इंडिया बोलो यहाँ पे बोलो, एवरीवन इज जस्ट वियरिंग दैट, एंड आई कैन टोटली रिलेट टू दैट. आई डिड नॉट नो दैट इंडिया में भी वो चीज आ रही है बोल के. अब मैं तो अगर
Yeah.
इंडिया में रहती नहीं हो तो
Yeah, I mean, right now in Bombay, in Delhi, because I travel a lot, I see a lot of people traveling on airports and everywhere. So they put the bag like strap bag,
oh
and they put the
yeah
look bags and everything. So it's like hip style, getting in. It's in Indian. It's not in Indian culture, but it's getting from outside the world, and it's really getting
अरे
popular.
बाप रे वो तो यहाँ पे हमारे यहाँ पे 7-8 साल से चालू था यार अब आ रहा है इंडिया में भी वाह क्या
Yeah,
बात
it's.
तो कुछ ना कुछ बिजनेस चालू करना पड़ेगा ऐसे बैठ के रहेंगे तो क्या फायदा नहीं है हमारा
I
कुछ ना
think you
कुछ
should. I think you should. I really recommend you to come in India and have a visit for like a month, and you will see a lot of people getting, used to the outer world right now. That's really good.
चलो पहले हम हमारे YouTube पॉडकास्ट को थोड़ा सा ऊपर ले जाते हैं बाद में कुछ ना कुछ चालू करते हैं एक इंडिया में रहना चाहिए यहाँ की अलग अलग चीजें जो है सब इंट्रोड्यूस करना पड़ेगा यार अब तो इस पे से लास्ट चीज से मुझे याद आई कि हमने अभी इतना सब बात कर रहे हैं हर एक चीज कोरिया की जो भी बोला हम ड्रामा मूवीज या हर एक चीज इट्स इन कोरियन लैंग्वेज राइट एंड कोरियन हैज क्लाइंब्ड द लैडर इन to the most popular languages in the world and like हमारे इंडिया में भी आजकल सारे लोग इंग्लिश हिंदी ये तो कॉमन है लेकिन उसके
Yeah,
अलावा भी जो फ्रेंच स्पेनिश आर द कपल ऑफ मोस्ट पॉपुलर लैंग्वेजेस इन इंडिया बट इंडियंस आर मोर like more going to learn this Korean language and they are willing to do that even all the new kind of Korean what is that YouTube channels or
yeah,
YouTube content regarding how to pronounce how to say this basic words saranghe those hearts oh yeah the small hearts everyone is doing that even my dad so this time when I went to India everyone was doing this it's like
yeah,
it's getting a lot more popular so like you said a couple of words and a lot of more young generation are learning towards that it's like fifth most popular language in India. What do you think? Like, how has this happened, and how big this is going to be, and what kind of changes would it bring to our like young generation in India?
I feel like when I used to study in Australia, I used to watch this series called Village Survival. If you remember or not, I'm not sure.
I do.
So they, the group of people, they go to village, cook
Oh
some
yeah.
really delicious food, they eat, they make some games and everything. I used to watch it before, like I used to watch it then with the subtitle thing in there.
Yeah.
So for me, it's really appealing to catch some really good Korean words. Apart from the fact that I was an international student in Australia, so I'm sure the students who are willing to go to Korea and study further, they are going to watch the series and get the knowledge of
that's true.
Korean language to learn and to express themselves when they go to Korea and study. So I feel like it's going to give a big impact on Indian younger generation and also the K-pop music. The words that they sing and share. People are trying to learn new stuff from that culture. So I feel like that's a good point. Korean language is really good right now.
Right, even all my youngest cousin, she is like 14 right now. When I went over there, she said I went there pabo. It's like out of all the words you learn pabo, which means idiot. Why? Why,
Yeah.
dear? Why? You can learn something else. But yeah, I understand that it's going a lot more up. I'm kind of looking forward, like within next 2 years, क्या होता है यार कैसे ये वेव कितना ऊपर जाता है और कितना नहीं जाता है यहाँ पे हम लोग सबवे वगैरह में जाते हैं I am seeing a lot more Indians. The only a little bit small complaint I have is like हमारे इंडिया में हम जब दूसरे इंडियन को देखते हैं तब हंसते हैं यार लेकिन फॉरेन में आने के बाद में तुम एक इंडियन दूसरे इंडियन को देखता है तो हंसता ही नहीं यार क्यों नहीं हंसते
Yeah.
हो तुम लोग थोड़ा सा हंस दिया करो हंसना अच्छी बात होती है सेहत के लिए अच्छा है
Exactly. I feel the same. They should smile a lot.
right I also
Yeah.
forgot to smile sometimes people say that my smile is a little bit creepy is it creepy
No, not at all.
right so I guess like we already talked for a little bit while. I have so many other things that I want to talk, but I would keep it for the next episode maybe. So today we talked about the various reasons why popularity of Korean culture, Korean dramas and entertainment is going up in India. But this growing popularity is not going to just stay there. It's going to keep growing, it feels like, and more people are going to get a lot more engrossed in it. And जो अभी हमने बात किया food वगैरह के अलावा भी Korean new games and a lot other companies are willing to go to India and like explore Indian environment as well. I wish we can help them into some kind of things. And these new excitement or opportunities or like this popularity is going to open new doors for both of the countries. Let's see how it's going to get. Next time we would talk a little bit more about like maybe Korean fashion and apparel and how Indian fashion and apparel is also trying to or should come to Korea. Maybe I think like it's also going to get a lot more popular. But
Yeah.
this is it for today's podcast. Stay tuned. Before going, I do want to ask you, like, what did you think? ठीक था क्या? बहुत ज्यादा बोल दिया मुझे ऐसा लगता है कभी-कभी मैं ज्यादा बोल देती हूँ, लेकिन फिर भी.
The talking is good. हमारे when I'm living in Gujarat, so in Gujarat they used to say bole ena bor vecha. It's like if you speak a lot, you are marketing yourself really well. So you should speak a lot.
That's good. That's the first time I heard like speaking a lot is a good thing.
Yeah.
That generally does not happen. People ask other people is like, ये बोलती बहुत है यार. नहीं, ठीक है बोलती हूँ, अच्छा इसलिए तो पॉडकास्ट चालू कर रही हूँ, नहीं तो क्यों चालू करती ना पॉडकास्ट में.
Yeah,
Easy है.
you're sharing good information with the podcast. So I think people should watch the podcast and share with the people who are connected with Indian and Korean community. So you are doing a really good job. I feel like you should do it more.
I would do it more, but one thing is for sure. मेरा जो ये है फैमिली है वो राजस्थान के वहां से है. गुजरात राजस्थान पास में मैं कभी गई नहीं, लेकिन मैं जब भी जाऊंगी आप मुझे आपके घर पे एक बार इनवाइट करना. मुझे आपके व्लॉग में कभी तो एक हाथ बार आने देना यार. मुझे भी थोड़ा सा आपके मैंने रिसेंटली वीडियो देखा जहाँ पे आप वो येलो वाली क्या पापड़ी बना रहे थे शायद. जलेबी बना रहे थे आप लोग एंड आपकी मम्मी जी साथ में थी. I loved her. I do love her. And I wish like we would go and watch more and more of your vlog things and we would see how it goes and grows more and more. I support all the things. Keep sharing. आपके vlog में बहुत एक देखने के बाद में थोड़ा सा एक सुकून मिलता है, जो होता है ना, जो मेरे लाइफ में कभी थोड़ा बहुत मिसिंग है, जो मैं इंडिया में नहीं होते मैं मिसिंग करती हूँ, वो आपके इसमें से मुझे मिल जाता है. पक्का करते रहो.
Thank you. It's like family stuff, so thank you so much.
No, it's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
So also guys, so this is it for today. Please do like, share and subscribe. And आपको अगर कोई नया टॉपिक के बारे में, कोरियन टॉपिक के बारे में बात करना है तो let us know. We would keep talking about it. फिर जल्दी मिलते हैं. Goodbye. 안녕히 계세요, 여러분.